Obi Wan Kenobi would grow to be one of the most proficient lightsaber duelists in all of Star Wars, eventually becoming not known as a Master of Surisu, but the Master of Surisu, and debatably the best practitioner of Form 3 lightsaber combat in all of Star Wars, not just of his era, but every Force user that ever lived in the Star Wars universe. But there was a day that Obi Wan Kenobi was unsure of what lightsaber form he wanted to use, and predominantly use in his lightsaber duels, a time before Obi-Wan was ever a Jedi Knight, and was still apprenticed to Qui-Gon Jinn, Jedi Master. At the time, Kenobi chose to specialize in the same lightsaber form as his master, that being Form 4, Ataru, the same form in fact as Grandmaster Yoda, but Kenobi also had pieces of Form 5 Shien within his sequences. As a Jedi Padawan, Kenobi was truly trying to figure out who he was, not only as a Jedi, but as a duelist, and at this point in his life, he had never even considered becoming a Master of Form 3. Kenobi also had his idols during this time, one of which, of course, being his own master, Qui-Gon Jinn. Jinn was renowned throughout the Jedi Order for being one of the best combatively brilliant lightsaber duelists, and was also famed by being taught by Dooku himself. Dooku being the only rival to Grandmaster Yoda besides one other Jedi that Kenobi admired a great deal. Obi-Wan Kenobi actually admired Mace Windu almost as much as he did Yoda or his own master. This is why when Obi-Wan was learning about various lightsaber forms, he wanted to be just like Mace Windu. Mace Windu had perfected his very own lightsaber style known as Vaapad. Vaapad being a variation of Form 7 lightsaber combat known as Juyo, or the Ferocity form. Juyo being a lightsaber form most commonly used by the Sith Lords, and a form that Kenobi would come against in the form of Darth Maul. Juyo was by far the most aggressive lightsaber form out of the 7. It was also the lightsaber form most strongly connected to the dark side of the Force and raw emotion, things that as a Jedi, Kenobi was warned against, but still he wanted to practice the forbidden form Juyo, a form that required special permission in order to practice among the Jedi, special permission from Yoda himself. The only reason Mace Windu was ever allowed to master Form 7 lightsaber combat is because he did not pull the dark side power from within himself. Windu only ever utilized the dark side powers of his opponent when using Form 7, therefore not ever giving to the dark side himself directly. This was something that a young Obi-Wan was greatly interested in and wanted to learn himself. For some time in fact, Obi-Wan even daydreamed about becoming a Form 7 master himself, becoming another master of the unconventional just like Mace Windu. However, a younger Obi-Wan Kenobi is not the Obi-Wan Kenobi we all know and love. A Padawan Obi-Wan Kenobi was far more similar to Anakin Skywalker than the Obi-Wan that we encounter in Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. He was brash, reckless, and arrogant. He was almost too confident in his own powers. Obi-Wan Kenobi was admittedly one of the most powerful Jedi Padawans in the Order, especially powerful in lightsaber combat, and because of this he wanted to learn of Mace Windu's Vaapad. However, one Jedi Master directly intercepted him. One Jedi Master specifically told Kenobi that he was not to practice any variation of Form 7 lightsaber combat, as it risked falling to the dark side of the Force, and Kenobi was already brash enough as is. The Jedi Master that denied Kenobi this was not Yoda or Mace Windu, but his very master in Qui-Gon Jinn. Although Kenobi had wanted to learn the sequences of Form 7 and maybe even Vaapad, Qui-Gon Jinn directly said that he was not allowed to, and therefore Obi-Wan continued with the use of Form 4 lightsaber combat, same as his master. Qui-Gon Jinn ultimately knew that Obi-Wan was far too young to practice Form 7, and far too reckless as a young Padawan, and ultimately this was the right move, as although Kenobi would not specialize in Form 4 lightsaber combat, he would become a miracle with Form 3, the best Form 3 lightsaber practitioner in Star Wars history in fact. But that is why a young Obi-Wan Kenobi wanted to study the forbidden forms of lightsaber combat, and why Qui-Gon Jinn directly overpowered him and told him that he could not. But leave your thoughts on this in the comments down below, and what do you guys think would have happened if Obi-Wan was allowed to practice Juyo or Vaapad? Do you think he would have fallen to the dark side of the Force, or do you think he would have been okay? Anyway, my friends, thank you guys so much for watching, may the Force be with you, and have a great day.